Yes.
Hola, hola a todas y todos. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a very special occasion and one that I've been waiting for a long time, as the man you're watching right there will tell you. Good evening, good morning, good evening for you, Mr. Manuel Goesttsching. Welcome and thanks for the time. I'm honored, really. I'm honored.
Thank you. Welcome. Good afternoon. It's an afternoon in Berlin now,
Yeah.
5 p.m.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm so happy that
Great to
Manuel.
see you again.
Yeah, it's been a long time, like 20 years. It's unbelievable.
Exactly 20 years. Quite exactly 20 years.
Yeah, and I must mention here our common friend Ivan Brantes, who told me that you were coming to Santiago with Ilona for the film festival at the Goethe
Right? Yes,
Institute.
yes.
Yeah, so say hi to Ilona as well. I hope to talk to her one day. By the way, um, you
She's
know,
just in the other room.
okay,
Hi, Grüße Ilona an dich.
yes.
Dich möchte auch noch interviewen.
Okay, Manuel, thank
Another
you.
time.
Thank you for the time. I don't remember well when I think I discovered your music back in the late 70s, and since then I got hooked. And then I little by little I started making contact with collectors from outside and mail order services, because the Ash Ra Tempel albums and the Ashra records in Chile were simply not available. Though I have to tell you that Philips records that depended on phonogram had the sample records in their warehouses, but they never published them. So yeah, we have to explore with people from outside, from other countries. So it's a really, really nice occasion to receive you today. And I have my own collection at my back. I was lucky to get some original Ashra editions. And then thank you, by the way, for all the things you sent. Do you remember Isabel Mardones, the journalist who met you in Berlin for the film festival? Uh, you gave her some CDs like this. You were very kind.
Yes. What was her name? I don't.
Isabel Mardones, the nice,
Ah,
yeah,
yes, yes.
20,
Yeah.
28. It was in 2028. So,
Yes, yes.
so how's your health? Are you
Yes,
okay? How have you been?
yes, it's great. Yes, getting older, but it's fine. I
Yeah,
played a very nice concert
with
just
Rodelius.
with Rodelius some weeks ago. It was really great. Rodelius is now 87.
Wow.
Yes, but he's in very good shape, condition, and he's good. And so it was really nice. We played very soft and calm, quiet music. He played just the piano, and I played just an acoustic classical concert guitar.
Good.
So it was nice evening.
Excellent.
It was a festival in reminiscence to a famous club in Berlin in 1969, which was called the Zodiac Club,
Okay.
which was established by a certain Tony Schnitzler. Tony Schnitzler played with Tangerine Dream in the beginning, first album. He made a lot of solo albums, and he founded with Bodelius the first group, Cluster.
Yeah.
Uh, and he established this room, this place for musicians, for professionals, and for non-professionals to make improvisation and just play and just make their experiences. And so, it was an homage to this place long ago. This
I,
was the concert.
I think Rodelius. I think he came to Chile back in the late 80s with Coney Plank and with Arno Stefan, ex-Triumvirat. They made,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think they played a couple of gigs at the Goethe Institute, by the way. No, it was in
Ah,
a different place, but I think I met him. I was lucky enough to meet him back in those days.
good,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So it was funny because I know him for 40, 50 years,
Uh,
but I never performed with him. I never played with him.
and how did the collaboration come about? How did it happen?
It was because of this festival
Okay.
for the Zodiac Club, and so I was at the time. I never attended this club. I remember the place, but I never played there. It was 1 year before Ash Ra Tempel was founded, and so I remember the place, but I didn't get there, and we didn't play there. And but Achim was asking for it. The promoter of the festival wanted to invite Achim, and so he was asking, well, why not joining Manuel for this concert? And so it was a great and nice idea. And so, well, for the first time we played together. We have a nice recording, a video recording, and
Good.
I hope maybe one day we can make a little CD or
Yeah.
DVD or something.
Yeah. We want to see that because we're so far away and we have very little chance, if at all, to see any of those
Yes,
events. Yeah.
we make a DVD. We can probably make a video and put it on YouTube or something like that.
Okay. Well, Manuel, I have so many things to ask you and to talk to you about. Let's see how it goes. I would like to take you now to the first days. Maybe you don't like to talk about these things that are so distant in time, but the Steeplechase Blues Band, when you were listening to radios, the British and American Allied Force Radio Network, I think that music must have left some mark on you. Maybe that then resounded in your music. You even listened to soul music, I guess, back in those days
Yeah,
when you were a teenager.
yeah. Yes, but it was not only this. Before I had a training in classical guitar for many years,
Yes.
so it was also influencing. And I liked very much. My mother liked very much operas, so I went with her when I was a child. We went to see operas from Verdi, Puccini.
Wow.
Uh, so yes,
And
I didn't
Wagner, I suppose.
understand.
Wagner, Wagner as well. The Wagner operas that are so long, 5 hours.
Oh, I don't remember any Wagner. I
Look at
don't.
that. Yeah.
Wagner was not very popular after war here in Berlin.
Ah, really? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Nobody liked him.
But it's a sacrifice, you know. I once went to see an opera by Wagner, and you have to stay in the theater 5 hours. It's a sacrifice, really.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
saw some Wagner later in the 80s. I remember I watched it on TV. But, so there were quite a few different influences. And from my father's part, I had some influences from technique because he was an engineer. So I was very, uh, I had it. I had an understanding for technical things, um, yeah, for instruments or for how to make and how
Yeah.
to work with this, for mathematics and so on.
The way things work, to find out
The way
how
things,
things work. Yes.
yeah, and so we found, and with a school friend, Harmut Henke, I just found it just for fun. We found it in a school
Okay.
band playing cover versions, and yes, but it was fun and we liked it, and so step by step we wanted to develop our own music. We didn't know how to make it, so we started with very free music inspired by free jazz or free rock or just improvising. We had very crazy noises with bands. Well, then we came back like blues music, so we took parts of blues music or uh, blues schemes or blues structures to compose our own music that we use in blues um, theme or we played it in the beginning and started improvising our, our favorites at the time were the Queen
Yeah.
with Eric Clapton and Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, and also Jimi Hendrix. Yes, we played a kind of Fleetwood Mac I like very much, the early Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green. It was not really a blues band. We called it a blues band because we referred to structures of blues for our compositions.
There are some there.
Then,
No, sorry, Manuel, to say, I think there is some bluesy feeling in 7 Up, on some tracks of 7 Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my feeling.
Yes, of course, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it's also in Schwingung. If you take the first track of Schwingung,
Sure, yes.
it's also like, or it's also later in many parts of my compositions, because it's some of my roots and some of my, I like it. I like to use it.
Did you at any point, Manuel, consider like following a classical career? I know you were training classical guitar and piano.
Yeah.
Did you never consider that way instead of rock? No.
No, I didn't. I did not consider any career in music
Okay.
and rock, neither in any music, because for me it was just fun to play it. I liked it. I liked
Okay.
to play. I like the discussions with my friend Harmut about music and how to develop music.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought of making this my career and making this my business. This developed step by step from the beginning of Ash Ra Tempel, when we started recording, making albums, vinyls, releasing vinyls, worldwide, and then step by step, this became my career.
Now, Manuel, judging by there was a reissue of Jean Rosé a while ago. I suppose that you must have you must regard this album in a special manner. Now we're going to have a 50 years anniversary reissue of Schwingungen. What are some memories of the recording sessions of the Schwingungen era? I know your very dear friend Harmut Henke was very important in the music you achieved, you made, you created. So what memories could you share with us from those days, from the Schwingungen era? Am I saying it well? Schwingungen?
Yes, correct. Schwingungen.
That is vibration. That means vibration, doesn't it?
Vibrations. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
We've
well.
chosen the German title.
Okay.
Yes, we wanted to. We had some guest musicians like the singer John L. Some lyrics, and we wanted to develop a little further from the first album, that we had some kind of, as I said, blues feeling from the first piece, free music, free improvisation, the second piece, and an experimental second side. It was a good production. It was the first production the first recording we made in Cologne in Studio Delts for our music. And there's a nice little anecdote about us and our hotel, which we included. I found a press PR copy of an old press release sheet from the time 1972, and we copied it and we included it in our new edition.
Okay.
Which is a funny story, that we had to leave the hotel because the guy at the hotel didn't want us.
You were too noisy.
Yeah, we were. He wanted to make his own carnival, and those hippies didn't like it.
Is that a motorbike passing by? I hear some strange noises sometimes at the background.
That's the ventilator of my computer.
Oh, wow. I thought it was a motorbike. Okay.
I can't stop it. I don't know how to.
Okay, I'm losing your voice now. Oh, it's so funny. It's like it's a perfect motorbike at the distance. Could be some effect.
It's maybe like Dieter J's car. At the time, he had a great sports car, and he we used the sports car. It was, I think it was an Italian model, not a Ferrari. It was another one. We got the brand. And we recorded it for some noise for the 7 Up album, for the motor noise.
Yeah.
From outside to record this. I don't remember the name.
Is that copy? You have a copy at the back of the LP album. Is that the new edition? The one that you have at the back, the Shilling Moving album?
Yes, that's a new edition.
Oh, and when is it going to come out, by the way? In 2022?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah, because I read it would be out on the next year, not this year.
No. It's already. No, we prepared it from the beginning of the year, and we wanted to release it in September. But there were so many orders that we had to repress some more 1,000 copies, and so we postponed the release to send it to all the distributors worldwide. So we postponed the release date from early September now to. Oh no, it's not today. I think it's beginning. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's beginning of November. It's the official release date.
How many copies did you print? Are you going? Did you plan? How many copies?
We started with 2,000. We have now 3,000 or 4,000 copies. So.
Okay. I hope to get one. I suppose you're going to have copies in your stock in your webpage. Yes.
Yes. Okay. I can send you. I have already some. Wait for the second
pressing. Right.
I have to make another repressing for the next. So I think we will have more than 5,000 or 6,000.
Okay. And why did you?
No, because we did not expect this much
interest. Yeah. Why did you choose Jean Rosé the previous time you reissued an album? Was it special? What is it special about the album?
Jean Rosé was long due for a re-release. We had a first release in the year 2000, but only on CD. Since many years.
But there was a vinyl repress as well, a vinyl reissue as well?
No, never.
No.
Okay. Had only 2 CDs, the Friendship, the studio version, and the concert on CD, but it was only a small edition of some 1,000 copies. And yeah, since then, never re-released. And we had a re-release of the CD of Friendship in 2014, 2014. And at the same time, we wanted to re-release the Jean Rosé, but because of problems with the distribution and companies and blah, blah, blah. And there's also problems with Klaus because he doesn't, he's not acting, he doesn't want to act anymore. He's giving all his business to his family, to his sons, and so we had to talk to him. And so we had now a CD, including a DVD, which is the original DVD or video that we wanted to release in 2000, but we couldn't because Klaus didn't like it and he stopped it. We had already started to make VHS cassettes at the time in 2000, and yeah, but he didn't want it, and so we stopped it. But now it was okay, so now we have a combined CD with a bonus DVD. And because many people now ask for vinyls, we also make a vinyl version, which is beautiful because you have more. It's a beautiful cover, and you have more space for photos, and so it's for collectors.
Klaus seems to be very demanding about himself, what he does. I once spoke to him back in '95, on the telephone. I interviewed him. I was lucky enough to interview him. And I suppose that you speak to him every now and then? Is he fine? I think he's been a little bit delicate in health.
No, he's not. As far as I know, I didn't speak with him for many, many years now.
Okay.
I always talk with his sons. And,
Okay.
it's
All right.
only what I hear.
Okay.
Talking.
Okay. Now,
Son.
Manuel, I know you've said on previous interviews that you really like and you've always liked your freedom to make and play whatever music you want to play. How has this journey from OA, the label, to Cosmic Couriers and Virgin, did any of those stages mark your creations, like the things you wanted to play? Virgin, for example, was a more commercial company than others, I guess. Did they influence or demand from you some special directions in any way in the music?
No, not in the beginning, because original Virgin was an experimental, very small, independent label. But Virgin has grown very quick from a very small independent to a very big. They were then the biggest independent, and then they went really into commercial, middle of the road market. But okay, it's for the money, and they made good music later. They had a culture club, and they had beautiful bands, and they featured the complete. It's called the British synthesizer bands like Human League and that was not a different lady, but we had Human League, Orchestra Maneuver, and so they went a different way. It's in a very short period. They went from very experimental into very commercial.
Yeah.
And I was just in the middle of that, and I mean, I had in the beginning the biggest success was the first album, Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells, and they stopped the contract with Mike Oldfield. There was no interest anymore.
He had no singles. He had no singles.
He had some singers, and yes, but so the Tangerine Dream paused for a short period, very short period. And I went to Virgin in 1977, so it was the release of New Age of Earth, which was very successful, of course, at the time, 76, 77. And the second one was also very good, it was Blackout. And decided to perform and to record with my Grosskopf, relations and variants, and there it was going more into, they were yes, they were trying to put us more into commercial direction. They asked for reworking on some tracks. We had finally, which was very good. We had a good producer there, which was what was his name? John Strong. Got his name at the moment.
All right. But it was amazing that during the Virgin years, we could hear you playing spacey, soft pieces like, well, everything about New Age of Earth and Blackout, which is a little bit, has some guitar on it, to much more up-tempo tracks like Sausalito or Mosquito Dance, which you kindly sent me. And they were like almost like could be on radios. Dude, you could dance to Mosquito Dance. You were in a different mood. So it was really incredible to see the wide range of music you could create. Yeah, from floating stuff to more up-tempo.
This was always what was interesting for me, not to stay with one style or just to have a There are many diverse directions, from very experimental, from sounds, from minimal influenced me a lot, but also for some blues tunes or some tunes to dance with. And so it's all the variety. I never wanted to repeat something. I never wanted to make another album like the one before. Continuity, it's always something different. Because this is not commercial for any company, because a big record company, they have to promote you under a certain name, a style, and a certain image, and that's it. And you have to keep up with this. So if you every time you make something new, this is really makes every company makes it crazy because they don't know how to promote you. Yeah?
They get nervous. They get nervous about
Now,
new.
the name of the producer, it was Mick Lossoff. He's a very famous uh, producer since then. He was, for correlations, he was responsible. He produced a lot for Van Morrison, for example, over the years. And yes, but because Virgin went too much into this direction, that was the reason why finally I didn't. I decided. Yeah,
I'm losing your voice now. Your voice is going away. I don't know where.
what?
Now your
Hello?
voice. I was losing your voice. I think the connection is a little bit weak at times. But let's go on. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Now, Manuel, if we move on to the technological aspect, the record I have there after New Age of Earth, between the 7 Up album and New Age of Earth at my back, Inventions for Electric Guitar is certainly one of my own and many people's favorite album. It even came out on quadraphonic sound, which is quite amazing. It's quite a rarity. A quadraphonic format, I don't think that was very successful. Not many people had quadraphonic equipment back in those days. But I was going to ask you, technology, when you made that album, those albums were so different. Do you think, obviously, the music could have gone to a different direction if you had had more access to more equipment, more modern technology? Maybe it's a silly question to an artist like you, because you play and make what you feel in the moment. But I think technology would have obviously allowed you maybe to save some time with the creation of the layers of the music. How do you see technology today and in the past? How much it helps you today?
Actually, I'm very happy that I did not have all this technology because I
Yes.
was really forced to make it simple, to make it, to make it very easy to play. So I was very lucky to have a four-track recorder, which I could use in a professional way to record some four tracks, one after the other, in sync, which was before only possible with very expensive studio machines. So I got these machines and I bought it. So I was lucky to have time for my production. I started at my own place. I established a little studio at my place, and so I used just the facilities. So I had only one guitar, so I thought, okay, and then I take just one guitar, and the guitar is the sound source for all the music. Every sound I create, I make with this guitar. I have to try how to make it. And I use the four tracks and four different tracks, and I use the echo as a kind of vision or as a kind of to create these minimalistic patterns. Actually, I was very much influenced by Terry Riley,
Yeah.
playing electric organ with a tape delay. So, and I was really fascinated that, I mean, he was just playing, and he was a very talented piano player, keyboard player. And just this effect, he just played it, and with a simple delay, he created so incredible patterns. And then my idea was, okay, I'm a guitar player, so I tried with a guitar. So I play guitar with delays and creating patterns with these delays. And so this was the basic idea. So it's a composition. It really inventions is a composition of three, but the composition is open for improvisation, for improvising part, and yeah. So it was a my first solo album, and I'm very happy. I performed it now a few times. One time I performed it in Japan with Steve Pillage and Elliot Sharp in New York, and the Chinese guitar player. And just now, the last 2 years, I performed it with a Danish group of six guitar players, and they play this perfectly, and it's really great.
I've seen that, yeah. But back in the day, it must have been difficult to play it live when you just released the album. And I was going to mention that you possibly like an album that I really like too, A Rainbow in Curve There.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the old one you mentioned. Yes.
Yeah, yes, in the beginning, I did not. I played a little bit when I performed in 1974 the first time. I played a reduced version with two guitars with Ulbrich, with whom I played concerts in 1974, 75,
Who
but I
did you
never
play?
performed.
Who did you play with, Manuel? Who played with you in those concerts? The second guitar, remember that?
Second guitar was Lutz Ulbrich, with whom I played
Okay.
later in Ashra. And he's also a guitar player, so we played only the first part of it, or some reduced version of it with two guitars. And it was only many years later, and now that I really performed it in full with four or more guitars, and it was at the Philharmonic in Stettin in Poland. It was great. Yeah, this is six Spanish musicians with circling. It's got circling. It's a kind of experimental technique. Very interesting, and it's really nice to play with that. Young people that they like it so much, and they really enjoy playing it.
Sure. Now, if I show you this, in what way this band, this project prepare the way to what came next? I think that after this, after Walter Wegmuller started, you went to, well, the Cosmic Jokers came up in the scene. Did this Tarot album connect in any way with the Cosmic Jokers? I mean, it's like a similar time of creation for you, maybe. And what is your view of the Cosmic Jokers today?
No. This is chronologically the Cosmic Jokers were before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Cosmic Jokers, this started already. Cosmic Carriers, this started in 1972 with the Timothy Leary album, 7 Up. This album was the first one, was a label called Cosmic Music or Cosmic Carriers. And from this point on, from this moment on, he liked to create music or to produce music with various musicians from his. He invited musicians from his label, from different bands, from the Goesttsching, Schulze, Ash Ra Tempel, Tangerine Dream, everybody. He liked which was a, and the second one I was not playing with it, but the third one, end of 1972, this was a tarot album. And a kind of concept album about 22 tarot cards. Walter Wegmuller was the painter who, Walter Wegmuller created the first cover for the album 7 Up, the original cover. What I see, what you have in the background is the second cover.
Okay.
It's not the, yeah, it's not the original from Walter Wegmuller. Walter has prepared a set of new had painted set of 76 new tarot cards, which were published and released on a label in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And we played just for the first 22 cards. We played for each song. Yes, there was a group. We were not a group. We were just a collaboration of many musicians. And so this was how the Tarot album was made in December 1972. And in the next year, Kaiser invited Ulbrich Kaiser, the producer of our music. He made some sessions, some kind of parties in the studio in Geld, and he invited musicians to join and to come and to play music. There were also journalists and photographers, and so we had just fun. And for 2 or 3 times we went there. And during these parties, these later cosmic jokers were created. Cosmic jokers directly from Market, Sideshift, and the other ones. And these were all coming out of these sessions. So this was more than 1 year and later. But it was only 1 year later that I started with Inventions for Electric Guitar. So this period is long over and started with Inventions.
Mm-hmm. Now, there were two moving forward in time. I mean, 2 interesting collaborations for some of your fans. They were Tonwell, is that the name, the pronunciation you did with Klaus Schulze when he invited you for his album, the Richard Banfried project, remember? And also when you play with Michel Huygen from Neuronium. Those were 2 interesting collaborations that many fans appreciate. I don't know if you have any special memories of that, any special feelings about that, especially Richard Banfried that you did with Klaus.
Well, I was over the years in the 1970s. I was always in contact with Klaus, more or less, because I was also a good friend with Klaus Müller, his manager, his publisher, because I knew Klaus Müller. I met Klaus Müller in 1972. He was coming with us to Switzerland for the Lyric production. He started with us as a road manager, and later he became manager of Schulze, and so we were always good friends, and we were very close, and I knew very much. Klaus made he wanted to create some new albums like Grand Prix, and asked for guests to join, and that was Celine, and he sent me the tape, and I don't remember very much of it. I think I went there and I recorded some tracks. And Michel, again, this was very nice. It was in Barcelona on the TV, RTVE.
It was a TV show, right?
TV show, yes.
Yeah.
But it was more or less a session with Michel's group.
Yeah.
And I brought Lutz and Harald as Ashra, so we played some part. We played some part with Michel's harmonium together in the session. And then, well, they liked it very much. And some weeks later, the complete TV crew came to Berlin to make some more interviews, and so this finally was all put into this feature, 2-hour music feature, Musical Express. I think it was called.
Yes. I don't think the album is available any longer. There was a CD edition, I remember. I used to have it at the radio station at Futuro FM, by the way, where we play your music. There was a CD that came out back in the 90s.
Which one?
The session with Michael Huygen.
No, we never released it.
Oh, but I saw it. I had one CD. Oh my God.
Okay.
You never know.
No, we never did. No.
There was
I
it
think
was
maybe that.
it was a CD single, Manuel, not a full album. It was a CD single. It was a short piece. I think it was one piece. I don't remember the label. I'm going to find out.
We played as Ashra, we played a piece of 13, 14 minutes, which is called, I don't remember the name. I think I called it Mistral. No, not Mistral. No, I forgot it.
Okay.
But it was never officially released as anything. So, but maybe it's from the. I still have all the copies of the video recordings. So maybe it was a video from YouTube or somewhere.
Sure. Now, Manuel, you've been remastering some albums, some Ash Ra Tempel and Ash Ra albums yourself. How much can you really get of those old tapes? Do you think there were many things lost in the original pressings that you can regain now, that you can push forward when you remaster the albums? I haven't had the chance to compare the original editions with the remasterings. So how difficult it is to get more life out of those recordings, as you remaster them, the records yourself, right?
Yes, and what I try to do is to keep it as much original as possible, because things to make it different or to bring it more. No, I just try to save it as an original, and the only thing I do is to correct some mistakes or some noise which has been from the period. Sometimes there are crackers or scratches on tape which appear, and you also have digital cracks when you copy digitally. It's not only always one-to-one. I just go with, but I try to leave the original sound, as much as possible.
And I really amazed, Manuel. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't use any noise reduction or something, because every tech reduction is changing the original. So I try to just, well, you have the first Ash Ra Tempel or the Schwingung, and you take some noise reduction, you want to take something away, and when you lose some high frequencies or some peaks, and then I prefer to have the original sound. And even if there's a little noise, I don't care. So it's the sound which I like.
Nice. And I have to say that the sound on those records, Manuel, is absolutely amazing. It's very powerful, very strong. They had very good engineers at OR, at the label. I think they are really amazing, the original ones.
Yes, in the first one, this was Connie Plant.
Yeah.
The first record. Second, Schwingungs, and after in, this was the Works. And Inventions I made myself, so I mix it by myself.
Yeah, but one thing is the engineering of the music, and then comes the pressing, the preparing of the lacquer master, and the pressing is very important. And I think that some new editions, Manuel, are not so good. Not of the Ash Ra Tempel music. I mean, in general, pop and rock music these days, some pressings are really disappointing. But those ones, the original ones, were really astonishing. Besides the band was a bomb. Really, the band is, what can I say?
Yes, that's very important, that you have a good cutting for for a new edition, for a new vinyl. I have a very good guy here in Berlin, which works also works very close with our distributor in Hamburg. And yes, I go there. I had problems with some other companies. I had to reject it. I said, no, this pressing is not. I didn't take it. I didn't pay for it. I don't want it. So we had Also the case with Schwingung, the first editing, the first cutting was not so good. So I said, no, we make it again. And I try to keep it as much as possible from the original. Of course, there are some cracklings and so they said, yeah, it's old and it's noisy and so, so I really don't care about it because at the moment there's such a big demand for vinyls that they have offer that they have orders for months and months and months.
Yeah. So I heard.
So they don't care very much about each of the albums.
Yeah.
And I receive then test pressings and then I listen very carefully to test pressing. I mean, yes. But I think the covers are quite okay. I'm very happy now with the cover of the Schwingung because we have now the original cover again with the double folded cover, gatefold cover, and photos and some inlays with our nice story. So yeah, it takes some time, but okay. We are not in a hurry.
A little pause now, Manuel.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm going to stop recording.